Parents, you may think giving the kids a few dollars a week is a good idea, but are you sending them the right messages about money? Brian Pearson with American Benefits Exchange is here to talk about 5 mistakes parents are making to give kids an allowance. Good morning, Brian. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
We'll start it off with this one question. Is it a good idea to give your kids an allowance?
It is a great idea to give kids an allowance. It's a perfect opportunity to start teaching them financial responsibility. And as we've discussed before, with $1 trillion of student loan debt, these children that are going to become teenagers and start making six-figure decisions on how much student loan debt they may take on, it's a great time to start learning financial responsibility.
It's never too late for that. Speaking of which, being late or not being late, that's the number 1 mistake you have here on this list, starting too late.
Well, and that's a mistake that a lot of parents make, when children are in high school or in college. Like my oldest one, it's a little bit late to start learning how to manage your money. So giving kids an allowance that they can take that allowance and start figuring out how to save, how to spend, even how to give is important. And the earlier you can start that, the better.
Number 2, tying all of this to chores. I do that.
Right. And I do too. Growing up, we were always taught that you would get an allowance if you cleaned your room, if you did the dishes, if you took out the trash. But, experts say that's really a mistake that we're making, because that's part of living in the household. So what we should be doing is finding, as parents, other areas that the children can work and put the work and tie that to the money.
And number 3 right here, too much focus on the amount.
The average child in the United States makes about $68 per month in allowance monies. 25% get $100 or more per month. And the idea is with that particular amount, the amount's not so important as much as the conversation behind that amount. And so we really want to, again, focus and spend time talking about what they're doing to earn that, what they're going to do with those earnings, how they're going to spend it, save it, give it, and it's not so much about the money.
4 and 5, no strings attached, bailing them out, the last 2 mistakes.
Well, no strings attached. What that simply is referring to is we need to come up with an amount, and I'll give you a great example, maybe budgeting money for kids to go back to school and use it for new school clothes. So as parents, we can say, okay, we've got X amount of money, we're going to budget that, we're going to give that to you, and that's what you're going to be responsible for to spend on school clothes. And if you've spent all the money and you haven't been able to purchase everything that you wanted to, I'm not going to bail you out. And you may have to wait for a sale. You may have to simply go without, but no bailouts.
I love that. Have to wait for a sale. So much as we do use coupons as well. And last question here. A pay raise for our children. Explain that to me.
Right, a pay raise. Don't we all want a pay raise?
Yes.
And so it's really a great opportunity to teach the children how to negotiate, how to have that conversation. But as parents, I think it's great to give those children a pay raise, especially as they're getting older. Maybe an older teenager is going to obviously need more money than a younger toddler. But the idea is that what are they doing to earn that pay raise? And again, with a pay raise, how are they going to spend that, save it? The most important thing, let's talk about the financial responsibility and have that conversation.
Love all of these tips. Thinking about it already in my head. Thank you, Brian, for joining us. Have a great day, and we will be right back.